Alrighty, guys. This is going to be the arm workout that I was talking about that we were going to show you guys. You won't probably haven't, you've probably seen all these exercises, but you probably haven't seen it done like we do it. And I want to tell you a little thing that nobody's getting today. Because people are doing things different. So I want to explain this a little bit before Joe starts. Uh, we do this maybe twice a week, once a week. It just depends. The tricep, he's only going to do one tricep exercise because he does so many push-ups and different varieties of those types of things and working his shoulders and other things. He's got too much pushing. So today we're pulling up. It's pulling day. Uh, so what day did you do back? Tuesday. So you'll probably do back again and do some more pulling. When I say pulling, I mean pulling exercises. He's going to start with extremely low weight and do 15, 20 just repetitions. And then he's going to move up each time doing this same group of exercises, not pausing in between, only pausing. If he pauses in between the exercise, it's because he's hurting and hurting good. But the trick here is to keep going and only take you a pause between sets. So we used to do this. This was done in the 60s. I'm sure it was done in the, I don't know about the 50s, but I know it was done in the 60s and the 70s. And many, many boxers did these exercises. So he's going to be doing a lot more bicep work with a little bit of tricep work. And uh, with the high repetitions here and the not stopping, he'll be able to, that's why he's building good muscle, but it's not starving his oxygen. There's a way to do these things, and it seems to have been lost over the past 2 or 3 decades. So, you ready? All right, he's fixing to start. All right, and that's a complete supersetted set. And this is what we do. He's going to end up doing 4 sets here. He's going to move up in weight in between. He's going to take a good little rest here. He's going to move up in weight 5 kilos on each barbell. And then he'll move up 5 more kilos on each dumbbell. I hope I didn't say barbell. For the 3rd set, and then we're going to go back down to lower weight on the 4th set. So this is not about lifting heavy weight. And I'm not of the school of doing that. So you start building heavy muscle mass and you're not going to be able to fight, period. If you build, I guess, what could be described as toned muscle mass, it won't require as much oxygen, and it'll give you all the strength you need. And a lot of boxers are back to doing some stuff like this today. They just do it in different ways. And this seems to be what has worked best for Joe. It worked best for me back in the early 70s and whatnot. So this is a good thing to do here. The general public didn't find out about what they deemed to start calling supersets out of the bodybuilding community until probably the 80s, when you started hearing supersets in the gym. And that's what they called them. We didn't call them that back then. We just said one set of the multiple exercises, but it's easier to say supersets, and at least we didn't where I was. We didn't call them that. And maybe in California or places like that, they were calling them supersets from the start. Joe, I wouldn't go over like 12 maybe. 12 or 15. All right. And now he'll stop in between if he's getting to a point. This is very strenuous if you try it. And of course, you got to get the weight right for your strength level. But we don't do this every single time, but we start with low weight and go to higher weight. But we do not do that all the time. We're doing this here. The last time Joe did this workout, he started with higher weight and went down to lower weight. So these are just simple things that you can do. It will help you with punching power. There's some other things that'll help you with there are many things that can help you with your punching power, but a lot of people believe that you're born with it, that you have it or you don't. We do, every punch Joe throws, he'll stick leverage into, and we increase power through forms of leverage. And so a lot of the sparring you've seen, Joe's never able to cut loose on somebody. On the occasion he has cut loose, it's always resulted with the other fella leaving minus a tooth or busted up bad nose or something very serious. So we haven't been around people that can take it here in South America, where we are. There's a lot of Latinos that are really some of the best boxers ever in the history of the world, but not from the country we're in. So we will be back in a gym probably at some point next week. We're going to go up and into town where we live here, which is not far away, and we are going to, Joe, I would significantly drop the repetitions with this and try to concentrate on form. I would going into town to get haircuts tomorrow, and right where we get our haircut, which is not very far from here at all. There's two gyms, and one of the gyms is like a Planet Fitness. It's just not for us, but the other gym, we're going to go in there and see what it's about, and maybe what the deal is. See if we can get some access to some other equipment and a heavy bag. If we can't get that, I'm just going to mount a heavy bag up on the wall, and the neighbors aren't going to like it, but that's what happens to neighbors that sit back and allow their 20-year-old little precious babies that won't work in a pie factory as a pie taster and sit around and smoke dope all day long deserve. They deserve the noise of it. I know that sounds rough and callous, but it's truth. But you guys should try this out. It's not the easiest thing in the world to do, and it's not going to create massive muscle mass, but it will help you with strength, and believe it or not, it will help you in your overall, well, of course it'll help you with your strength, but it'll help you with your overall conditioning. And these little dumbbell workouts that Joe does helps him to be able to perform other types of exercises and different types of calisthenics where he can maximize those things a lot better. And of course, it's all in what you put in your body too. Typically, Joe's diet is very simple. I'll tell you what we had today. We're very lucky here where we live because we can get fresh meat and poultry that's reasonably cheap, so we're able to do it. Joe ate probably about a pound of meat and chicken, and he had broccoli with it. That was his lunch. And for breakfast, he had 4 scrambled eggs and had something with it, maybe wheat bread or something with it. He may have had a croissant, and that's a cheater for him. He doesn't eat junk food. Tonight he'll have meat and chicken again, and rice, and I believe more broccoli. The sweets that he chooses to eat would be going after things like bananas. And this becomes really taxing, as you go along. In this next set, if he can make it through this set, then he'll make it through it, folks. the next set he's gonna we're gonna drop the weight down significantly. Get 8. All right, good job. Yeah. And we don't screw around. The rest he gets is between these supersets. You know, all the time in the gym where I can pick out a mediocre guy is where a guy will do, I'll give you an example, a set of curls. Then they walk off for 5 minutes, and then they come back and do another set. And then they walk off for 4 or 5 minutes, and they're doing selfies and talking on the telephone. We don't do nothing of the sort other than some music by an earbud, so others around you can concentrate on what they're doing. You got no business doing anything else. It's just ridiculous and it's ignorant. And I know it may have been 78 or 79, I can't remember, the Walkmans came out, and so you had the little earphone things, and there was no gym around that would let you, that in the area where I was, and we were working out at the same joints that Big John Tate and Ace Miller's guys were working in. We also had a guy, quite the karate guy, quite a, I guess, his kickboxing extraordinaire, one of the greatest champions in North Carolina that I got to work around with. And I hadn't even thought about him too much till the other day, but he was a true badass, and his name was also Joe Louis. But it wasn't Lewis as in Lowis, it was Lewis. And Joe Louis was a monster, considered one of the best martial arts guys ever. And he, early in his career, worked with Bruce Lee some. So quite a famous guy. So, and then we had a lot of other minor people. I believe I told you that, and I've probably got this mixed up. You have to forgive me, I'm an old man. But not Henry Young. I think Henry Young was the guy that fought Ali for the championship. But quite a very, very good, many would say excellent, heavyweight amateur boxer, Olympic boxer, who came close to beating Teofilo Stevenson, the great Cuban heavyweight, in Charlotte, North Carolina, but his name was Jimmy Clark. And he was a good guy. He was a real good guy. He'd work with any of us kids. You're doing good, son. And It's, keep in mind here, what we're showing you here is just little portions of some of the things that we do, but we do so many things, and typically it's 2 to 3 hours of training, 5 and 6 days a week for Joe. Right now he's not in school, but normally that on top of a full school workload, because y'all got to keeping in mind that he's just 16. I have to continually remind people that are physically around us, hey, he's just 16. He's just 16, because Joe's a pretty big fella. Most people are thinking he's in his mid-20s. Most everybody. They're like, how does this kid so big? He can't be just 16. And they've really been saying this about Joe since he was 13. People have been thinking he's in his 20s since he was 13 years old. So, he's not the tallest guy. He's still growing tall. He's a little over 5'9" right now. I'm thinking he's going to hit 6'1", 6'2". Mike Tyson was always listed at 5'11" or 5'11 and a half, but Mike Tyson was closer to 5'8 and a half all day long. And y'all got to trust me on that. And I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. And those around him knew what he was talking about. Knew the deal too. You got it. You're almost there, son. So, if you're a bodybuilder, what we are doing may not look tremendously well to you. But what we are doing, we do for boxing. This is what works best and is very old school. Go up again, Joe. Let me get a good one of you. Let's see what you got here. Oh yeah, it's getting there. Very good. So this is I'll conclude what he's doing now, and what he's doing works, and it's worked with us back in the 70s, and it works today, and working like we're doing here, where maybe everything's not to perfection in any type of weightlifting. Let me tell you, as a boxer, it's okay. And you don't want to do exactly what Schwarzenegger did, because you will not be able to fight. I'm telling you. You'll walk around scaring people, but you'll be scaring people that are not in combat competition. You won't be scaring combat people, because they know they'll be able to take you out to deep waters and drown you. So thank you all for watching. Check out some of the other videos. Joe's very good on the reflex bag. We hadn't been on the heavy bag here lately doing a lot of work, because we haven't had it, because all the bags got destroyed by vandalism. But we will be back on that soon. Joe's a joy to watch on that heavy bag and reflex bags. Shop around on our channel, look around, and see what you like. And keep in mind, Joe's just 16, so we're gunning for the future academically and in boxing. And we want you all to know we claim Christ in this house. Christ is our King, and all of our pathetic imperfectness. We are perfect in no way around here, but we love the Lord. our God Christ. And we wish you all the best, and we thank you for dropping by, and please like the video.